Welcome to the JJ's Declutter podcast, where we tackle the mess and stress to make space for what truly matters. I'm Janis, here with Julie, and together we're sharing our best tips, tricks, and a little humor to help you declutter your home, mind, and life. Whether it's procrastination or piles of stuff, we're here to help you make real progress. Let's dive in.
Hello and welcome back to the JJ's Declutter podcast. I'm Julie and Janis is here with me, and we are bringing you a magazine moments episode. Yes, what we have done is we have chosen just a couple articles because right now is spring cleaning time. And so we thought, there are so many articles out there about spring cleaning, old articles, new articles, everything in between. And so we found a couple that we like because it has like some numbers for you. And I know for me, that just kind of helps me keep things. It's like, oh, you know what? I'm not alone in this. And then the other one has, they both actually have a few things that we truly believe in and some things we don't, but some things that we truly believe in. So we wanted to make sure that we shared those with you too. And this first article is from Forbes of March 30th last year. And what they're talking about is that 8 in 10 Americans plan to participate in spring cleaning.
That's
8 in 10. Yeah. And let's see, what else have they given us here? It's 14% plan to clean more thoroughly than they did last year. It's like, yeah, okay, that's usually me. And it's a good time to target the areas in your home that get overlooked also. It's floors, baseboards, things like that. In fact, the top areas that Americans plan to tackle includes the floors and the baseboards. It's 80% of people. Behind furniture, 76%. Storage areas like the garage and attic and basement, closet, shed, things like that is 75%, as are windows. So what do you think, Janis? Should we jump into spring cleaning?
Yeah, let's go ahead and jump into spring cleaning. But, even though it's an annual tradition, they say that many Americans still struggle to start and finish the activity because they did a poll, and the survey said that 67% of people feel stressed or overwhelmed by the prospect of cleaning. 81% struggle to stay motivated during spring cleaning. And 39% of men and 17% of women either procrastinate or skip spring cleaning altogether. I think I'm one of the one in the 17%, or I used to be one of the 17%. But people do feel that the spring cleaning is a good ritual. 60% believe that deep cleaning boosts their mood. 36% feel like the clean space fuels productivity, and 36% believe spring cleaning creates a more relaxing environment.
So there's some numbers for you. I mean, it's amazing to me how so many people plan to do this, and so many of us are just like overwhelmed by it. We're intimidated by it more than overwhelmed. It's just intimidating to think of spring cleaning, and you're thinking of every nook and cranny and all that, and you don't need to do that. So some of the little tips and things that they talk about here is using abrasive cleaning products. So it's one of the most common mistakes that people have observed. So dish soap, either concentrated or diluted with water, is more than enough for most surfaces. If you want to remove odors or sanitize surfaces, then vinegar or rubbing alcohol can get that job done. So you don't need a lot of these scrubby things. And I just saw some women conversing today back and forth online about how to clean her kitchen cupboards. And oh my goodness, all the people that were saying to use the magic eraser. And it's like, on a kitchen cupboard, you really, most of the time, you don't need it. It's just warm water and Dawn dish soap, man. So anyway,
Or even spray water on a microfiber cloth first. And so
Right.
you're taking off that first layer and then reassess to see if you need a surfactant or something to get oily stuff off. And
Right.
other thing too is that if you apply enough moisture to a surface, you should always dry it, especially wood.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Wood will just soak water in and swell, and that's not good. Then your cupboards won't close.
Another tip that they're talking about is that you shouldn't mix up a whole bunch of cleaning substances like they do on TikTok, where you
Mm.
put two or three different things in, because by mixing every cleaning product under the sun, it you can damage things. You're wasting the cleaning products, and it can be hazardous because you shouldn't
Very.
be mixing ammonia and bleach because it causes a gas, and that can be dangerous and cause breathing problems. So don't mix cleaning products unless they're really mild, like baking soda or dish soap.
So, one of the other things they talk about, though, that I found fascinating was neutralizing cleaning products. So, vinegar is a popular and effective laundry softener substitute, um, but it should not be mixed with the laundry detergent in the same cycle. So, vinegar is acidic and detergent is alkaline. And so they neutralize each other. And so you only want to put your vinegar in during that final rinse. So my washer has, the rinse aid, and that's where I put the vinegar in. But you don't want to put your detergent in and the vinegar at the same time.
And I found that very interesting because well, when towels get a little stinky because they were left too long in the washing machine because you forgot them, and you come back and it's like, oh, what's that smell? It's bacteria, by the way. But what you do is you kind of want to strip them. Well, the way I learned how to strip them is that I put vinegar in, no laundry detergent because they're already technically clean. It's just being like a petri dish. So you put vinegar in and you wash it a complete cycle, and then I was taught to put baking soda in and wash it a complete cycle, and then put it in the dryer or hang it outside. And it's amazing you're not mixing it with either detergent and you're not mixing the vinegar and the baking soda. So I think that was probably part of the reason why I was taught to do it separately.
Gotcha.
Not sure,
Gotcha.
but I think that was
That's
why.
wonderful. So one of the things that we really, really did agree with this article
Mhm.
was declutter first. So you want to sort and purge before you start cleaning because there is no reason to clean something you're getting rid of. I mean,
Yep.
it's like, yeah, wipe the dust off the top and put it in the donation bank. Um, but it really is, it's a slow start sometimes, and then you build up those decluttering muscles. We have a client that it was those first 4 or 5 months were really, really difficult for her to let go of things, and then all of a sudden, and now it is so much easier to clean her house because she was able to start letting go of things, and she's not having to work around and clean around these things anymore.
Mhm.
And so that is something that we do feel very strongly about is, oh, declutter first, then go to the cleaning.
And on top of decluttering first, getting rid of the things that are obvious trash is always a good way to start your decluttering. Because if you can
Mhm.
go around and break down those boxes and get rid of those empty containers, you're immediately going to see the difference visually in your space.
Right, right. And I mean, it's just if you're going to store things in containers so that it's, neater and more efficient, there's a couple things to keep in mind. Number one, never buy containers until you are done decluttering so that you know what you need because you more than likely are going to have containers you can use already in your home. But you also want to make sure that you label them. If you can't see
Yep.
through them, make sure that you label them because otherwise you're not going to remember. In 6 months, it's like, I had that little thimble and I know it was in one of these boxes. That's not what you want to happen. You don't want a doom box, didn't organize, only moved. You want
And
it organized so that you can find it. It doesn't need to be
and
out where you can see it. Yeah, go ahead.
labeling things helps other people in your family find things too.
Really does. And I found that the most helpful when caring for my parents towards the end of their life and had some things labeled so that if anybody came in to help them, it was easy for them to find it. It's like, okay, this I can do.
Hmm.
And that is very helpful. So the next thing they talked about was inventory your cleaning supplies, and is a good thing to do a couple times a year anyway. Um, you don't need all these specialty cleaners. You really, really don't. An all-purpose spray for your small washable areas, and that's a easy one you can make yourself.
Hmm.
Just get yourself a jar, put your orange peels, or Janice likes to use lemon, put your citrus peels in there and cover them with vinegar. And then I put mine under my kitchen sink and I shake it up every week or so. And I let it set for 2 to 3 weeks, sometimes longer if I forget. And then I simply strain it out into a bottle, and I can use some of that. I can cut it down with water, or I can use it full strength, and it costs next to nothing, and it works really, really well. So that's a good all-purpose spray. They also do mention having, an all-purpose powder liquid cleaner for large washable areas, and that makes me think of the I can't remember what it's called. I don't use it. It's the like liquid comet is what I want to say. But anyway, you use it on the top of your glass stove, and so it's a liquid cleaner for that. Um, I have found that I didn't need the actual, because they when you buy a stove, they give you the little bottle as sample, whatever. It's great, but I was able to do it with baking soda
Hmm.
and water, and it was fine. So vinegar, baking soda, those are some of my real go-tos. Did you want to cover some of these, Janice?
No, go ahead.
Okay,
There
so
are, I
there's
mean, there's some of these things that, I mean, obviously you want to use chlorine bleach. You want to have chlorine bleach because it's an effective disinfectant and a sanitizer if you're trying to
mhm,
get rid of mold or mildew and things like that. You may
right,
want to have a glass cleaner and a furniture
mhm,
dusting product. Um,
right.
but it's interesting because, and I am not a Norwex consultant, but I do have a lot of Norwex products because I I like being able to wash something with just water and a microfiber cloth. And that's
And they
become my
work
go-to.
so well.
Don't
Yeah,
have as
especially for
much cleaning
glass.
products anymore.
Right,
Just
right.
don't.
So, and I know they're spendy,
Yeah.
but
They last a
my
long
first ones
time.
I got 2, 3 years ago, and I'm still using it. Now, had I bought a bottle of cleaner 2 to 3 years ago, that would be empty, and I'd be moving on to another one. And I have this cloth that I use with water, and it's fabulous. So yes, we are not distributors of that product, but boy, we believe in it.
Maybe we should be, but no, I don't
Yeah.
want to take that on. But I like it
So
for wipe for cleaning the floors. I like it for cleaning glass. I like
mhm.
it for cleaning my stainless steel. I mean, it's very useful.
So you do
So,
want a furniture dusting product, like a microfiber cloth. I really like the ones that are more like, I want to say velour. Is that right? That dusting mitt. And I
oh,
use a rubber brush on it, which helps charge it to make it kind of electrical. And then you can just wipe, and it just grabs stuff like a Swiffer does. But instead of having to buy and dispose of all these Swiffers, I'm able to just brush the dust off and keep going. So I do like that, but I also do love my Swiffers. What am I saying? Love my Swiffers.
so
Okay.
they're giving some hints on how to how you decide to tackle your cleaning. And the survey says that 58% of Americans focus on cleaning one room at a time, while others prefer the group task, like cleaning all the windows at one time or saving all the vacuuming until the end of spring cleaning, because that's after you've done dusting and things like that. Um, And if you are going to clean your room, one room at a time, you need to decide what order you want to clean the rooms in. And they're recommending that you clean the rooms that need the most work or get the most traffic first. So
Mhm.
if your cleaning plans are derailed, you'll still be proud of what you've actually done. And actually that
Right.
makes sense. And we always talk about this when we give you step-by-step cleaning of rooms, which we've done in other podcasts. So if you want
Yeah.
to know how to clean a specific room, just look through our podcast directory and you can find some. But you want to work from the top of the room down. So if you're
Use
dusting
gravity.
or you're cleaning, you know the dirt's going to fall down and you don't end up cleaning the floor 2, 3 times.
Right.
So clean things like ceiling fan blades, walls, door frames, cabinets, then light switches, then desks and counters, and the baseboards and the floor you do last. And we always talk about start at the top and work your way down. And that's even if you're just
Absolutely.
cleaning like one shelf. Start at the top,
Right.
dust those things, and then work your
Boom.
way down. That we're not you don't
Right.
have to be talking about a room.
Well, and then you also want to think about things that are going to be a big to do, like
Mhm.
removing your curtains and getting them washed. So think about those, your comforters, blankets, all that kind of stuff. Are you going to take care of those this spring and um, give yourself time for that? So that
Or
is
even
that is
ask
something
for
that you
help.
want to keep in. Absolutely, absolutely ask for help.
Why do you
So
have to clean everything?
right, right.
Get somebody else to help you.
That's right. So it is really good to just ask for help. So the link to this, we're going to get down here a little further, but the link to this article is in our show notes beneath, and so you can pull it up and actually look at it too, because then it goes into trying to sell you things like vacuum cleaners and stuff.
So the next article, real fast, is called "Spring Decluttering is Better Than Spring Cleaning," and it was off BecomingMinimalist.com by Joshua Becker. And
Mm,
he talks about how he knows that spring cleaning is like a tradition and that everybody feels good doing it, but spring decluttering is better than spring cleaning is the one phrase he wants you to remember
right.
because the benefits of decluttering extend far beyond springtime. It's easier to clean every week of every season, and owning less results in a home that is more calm and more peaceful every single day.
Absolutely. And so let's look at a few examples. The living room. Um, so according to Josh, the living room, it was one of the first rooms that they decluttered on their minimizing journey. Now, we're not minimalists, we're just cleaning here, but this was the first one that they tackled, was the living room, including the decorations. Um, they had shelves and shelves, and they remember vividly removing these things that weren't important anymore. And that is something that makes a big to me. When you're going through your stuff, are they just not important anymore? Can somebody else use them? Would somebody else enjoy them? Um, so once you go through your things and downsize those and get those, set aside because they're going away, then dust. And all of
Mhm.
a sudden, it was easier to dust, went much faster, and now it looks great. And it was because decluttering happened first and it was able
Yep.
to happen quickly. Make quick decisions too. We do like to encourage quick decisions.
He gives two other examples, and I'll hit on them one really fast. One was
Okay.
the toy room because he had young children, and they eventually decluttered many of the toys they didn't need because they had stopped using them or they were
Mhm.
broken. And everything that remained fit comfortably against one wall. And they found that fewer toys meant the entire room was easier to clean daily. And at the end of the day, when you put things away, it took less than a few minutes. Whereas, when you have 50 toys just strewn all around, I mean, believe me, I had two kids and they had so many toys. If you If it takes them longer than 5 minutes, they're not going to do it. You're going to end up doing it. So if you have fewer toys that they can put away, you can start building habits with them early as children. And then the other example is the closet. And he says that even though his family didn't begin their decluttering journey in the closet, that he eventually removed 75% of the clothes from his side of the closet. And just think of if you got rid of 75% of your clothes, how much space you would have in that closet. That's crazy.
And the thing that stuck out to me is I absolutely identify with, I could get rid of 75% of my clothes and it would be fine. It's silly when I stop and think about it. But I also appreciated that he stayed in his own lane. So he removed 75% of the clothes from his side of the closet. And her side was her side to deal with. So that's really important too. When you're decluttering, you need to stay in your own lane and not get rid of things for other people unless they have told you you can.
So the next part he has about, where to start, he's giving quick tips on to get you started. So start in your easiest spaces. So start with the easier wins like the living room, the bedroom, or the car. Don't try and declutter your attic, your sentimental collections, or your home office. And number 2, begin in your lived-in areas. And I think I do agree with this because if you can get the areas that you live in every day and you see every day more streamlined, it's going to just make you immediately feel better. Because if you declutter your living room, you'll notice it's calm every time you sit down to watch TV. Or if you declutter your kitchen, you'll notice it so much easier to prepare the meal and clean the kitchen at the end of every evening. It's just going to be so much easier. Now, he's saying that you should physically touch every item in your home. I don't know if I agree with that. I think you actually will do it. I don't know if you have to consciously do it.
I don't feel
I'm
that
going
you
to
need
go and touch everything in my home.
Yeah. You need to look at them, touch them with your eyes. So you look at it so that you know it's there. So you need to be aware. And one of the things that helps doing that is using your phone and taking a picture. So take a picture of a drawer that you're going to work on. And then when you look at the picture, you're going to see things that you didn't notice before, which is fascinating because that's clutter blindness. And so that's a good thing. And when you're getting rid of things, you ask yourself, do I need it? Why do I have this? Do I actually use it? And if I didn't have it, what would I use? And that will help. And then just donate.
Yep. So. I think, and that's pretty much the tips that he had in his article. And we agree in most of those things. I mean, I think we agreed with 95% of everything in that article.
Right.
So we wanted to let you know it was out there. And that you should declutter before you clean, even if it's not spring.
Every week.
Every day, do a little decluttering.
There you go. Every day, just a few minutes. So with that, we are going to let you go now. Don't forget to check into us on abcdeclutter.com and on Facebook at ABC Declutter with JJ Community. And we will see you soon.
Yep. Keep it simple.
Yeah, I couldn't remember the word.
And
keep it intention.
And
as always,
keep
decluttering. Oh my God, we're good.
Thanks for joining us on the JJ's Declutter podcast. If you're ready to keep simplifying, follow us for more tips and join our Facebook community to share your wins and challenges. Subscribe here because it's always more fun to declutter with friends. And thanks in advance for leaving us a review.